Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a big good news for international student graduates, French speakers and essential workers. IRCC has introduced new pathways for 90,000 international student graduates and essential workers in Canada and number of opportunities for French speaking applicants to become permanent resident. So in this video, I'll be covering eligibility requirements, documentation and all the details you need to know for international student graduates and essential workers public policy. Before we go further in this video, please subscribe my channel to get regular updates on immigration related videos and job related videos in Canada. Canada's immigration minister has announced these new public policies, and these special public policies will grant permanent status to temporary workers and international graduates who are already in Canada and who possess the skills and experience in Canada to fight the pandemic and accelerate the economic recovery. The focus of this new pathway will be on temporary workers employed in the hospitals and long-term care homes and on front lines of essential sectors, as well as international graduates who are driving the economy of tomorrow. So out of this 90,000 applications, 20,000 applications for temporary workers in healthcare, 30,000 applications will be for temporary workers in other selected essential occupations, and 40,000 applications for international students who graduated from a Canadian educational institution. And to be eligible, worker must have at least 1 year of Canadian work experience in a healthcare profession or another pre-approved essential occupation, and the link is in the description box below. International graduates must have completed an eligible Canadian post-secondary program within last 4 years and no earlier than January 2017. So first we talk about international student graduates public policy. Canada has a long valued international graduates as a source of key talent to help support economic growth and reduce the country's aging demographic. By granting permanent resident status to recent international graduates from Canadian post-secondary institutions who are currently employed in Canada, the economy will be able to continue to benefit from their training and expertise for pandemic recovery and into the future. So let's start from the start date of this program. So it will start on May 6, 2021 and will end on November 5, 2021, or once the 40,000 applications have been received, whichever come first. So it is first come first serve basis for first 40,000 application. So if you are eligible, please be prepared to apply. So the eligibility requirement: number 1, you should have completed your education prior to your application date and no earlier than 2017 January from one of the following designated learning institution in Canada, and the link is in the description box below to find out what are the designated learning institution and whether your institution is one of them or not. Number 2, you have been granted one of the following credentials following the completion of a program study from an eligible institution. So whether you have a degree, associate, bachelor's, master's or a doctorate, which must be a degree issued on completion of a program of at least 8 months in duration, or if you have a degree, diploma, certificate issued on completion of a program of any duration leading to an occupation in a skilled trade, which is listed on Annexure A, and the link for that is in the description box below. One or more diploma certificate where the following conditions are met. So you can pause the video and go through that if you are one of them. Number 3, you have been on a valid study permit throughout your studies. Number 4, you must be employed on a valid work authorization at the time of your application for permanent residence, and you must not be self-employed unless you are working as a medical doctor in a fee for service agreement with a health authority. So if you don't have a job at the moment, then please find any job before the application, because you must have a job at the time of the application, and it shouldn't be related to your study. It can be any job. After that, number 5 is the language requirement. So you must have CLB5 in one of the Canada's official language, which is French or English, and results must not be more than 2 years old. So if you have IELTS, then you are good, but if you don't have IELTS results yet, then please start booking the date, or you can book the CELPIP exam, whether paper based or computer based, but just book an exam and go for that. Number 6, you should reside in Canada with valid temporary resident status and be physically present in Canada at the time of the application for permanent residence. And you should intend to reside in a province or a territory other than Quebec. Number 7, you submitted all the forms for permanent residency and meet the eligibility requirements, and the application can be paper or online, and the more details will be declared later on. After that, if you are applying for permanent residence with your spouse or children, then there are some eligibility requirements. So number 1, they should be in Canada. They should be included in your permanent resident application. Number 3, they should be your family member, for example, spouse or children, and the link is in the description box below to find out. And if you meet all these requirements, then they will also receive permanent resident status. And after that, if you have a family member but they are living in abroad, then they should meet the following conditions. Number 1 is foreign national who residing overseas. They should be included in the application for permanent residence by a principal applicant under this public policy. Number 2, they should fall under the family member subsection 1/3, and the link to find out is in the description box below. And as I told you, it should be spouse or children. And as I told you, they will get a permanent resident status once the officer approves your application. Then after fees, so any applicable fees including fees for processing a permanent residence application and the right of permanent resident fee must be paid at the time of application, and the exact detail will follow. So these were the eligibility requirement and documentation requirement for international student graduate category. So if you meet this requirement and the eligibility criteria, then please gather all the documents as soon as possible and be ready on May 6th to apply under this category. And one important thing is you do not need ECA to apply under this category, because this category only requires to have a Canadian education. So if you don't have ECA done, then don't worry about it. Now let's go through foreign nationals with Canadian work experience in essential occupations. So the importance of this category is the pandemic has highlighted the contribution of foreign nationals in Canada across all the sectors and skill levels. During the global COVID-19 pandemic, there is an increased need to ensure that Canada has the necessary workforce to support physical health and well-being of individuals, as well as the economic recovery. The public policy targets foreign nationals with at least 1 year of work experience in Canada in an essential occupation, in recognition of their economic contribution and in acknowledgement of the ongoing need that Canada has for these professionals. In addition, the public policy helps retain French and French immersion teachers to address the shortage of French language teachers in Canada outside of Quebec, and by doing so support the Government of Canada's objectives on official languages. So this program will also start on May 6th and will end on November 5, 2021, or once the intake cap of this application stream has been reached. So this is also first come first serve. And what are the intake cap is for stream A, means for temporary workers in healthcare, there is a maximum of 20,000 applications will be accepted, and for stream B, which is essential occupations, a maximum of 30,000 applications will be accepted. And the link is in the description box below to find out who falls under stream A and stream B. So now let's go for eligibility requirement. So number 1, you should have at least 1 year of full-time work experience or the equivalent part-time experience, which is 1560 hours in Canada, in an eligible occupation listed in Annexure A or Annexure B in last 3 years. The 1 year of experience must be obtained in one or more of the eligible occupations. So if you have a combined experience in stream A or stream B or in both for 1 year, then you are good for this eligibility requirement. Number 2 is you should be employed in Canada in any occupation at the time of the application for permanent residence. Then number 3 is your work experience should be paid, and you must not be self-employed unless you're working as a medical doctor in a fee-for-service agreement with the health authority. Number 4, the language requirement. So you should have at least CLB 4 in one of the Canada's official language, whether French or English. So same thing, if you have IELTS then you are good, and if you don't have IELTS then please book the date now, or you can book the CELPIP, and the results should be less than 2 years old. And the other requirements are same as the international student graduate requirements. So again, in this category also, if you have family members in Canada that you want to include in permanent residence application, then they should meet this requirement same as the international student graduate requirements. And if you have family members who are in abroad, then these are the requirements, which is again same. And the fees requirements are also same, that includes permanent residence application fee plus right of permanent residence fee, and those fee must be paid at the time of application. So that's it. If you meet this requirement, then start gathering all the documents and get ready for May 6th, and other details on this process will follow. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you get all your doubts clear, and if you have any questions, please comment me in the comment box below. And please stay tuned for my upcoming videos, as I'll be making more videos on this public policy once IRCC release more information. Thank you so much.